how was it like working with all Desi people?
Oh my God, amazing. See, I didn't work with them one-on-one in any which way because when you're recording,
Yeah.
but we'd see them in the hallways. We'd pass by. I'd just finished recording, and Karan Soni would be going in, or Leela had just finished, and I was walking in. So we kind of bump into each other in that way. And Hannah and I have known each other for a while, so we were texting each other, going, "Oh my God, this is so cool. We get to be part of this." It's just actually just, I don't know, brilliant. The feeling is just a really satisfying feeling, knowing that the show is getting made for the first time ever. There's going to be a show with a young South Asian girl at the center of it. The audience is going to be global.
Oh, yeah.
And not just South Asian kids, it's going to be everybody. And the voices behind them, because I don't know if you notice this happens a lot. If they ever take like South Asian characters back in the past, they'd have someone come in and voice it in the Apu accent.
Yep.
And that is not happening with this one. We're just taking the actors as they are, use your own voice, and give it your own flavor.
Yeah. Also, I know that this is your like most kid-friendly role.
It's my only kid-friendly role.
How is that?
I don't have anything else. I can't think of anything else that is kid-friendly. I mean, not even Rise of the Planet of the Apes was like far from kid-friendly. That's amazing that I actually have that, first of all. I just have to say, because it's so important. And by the way, I also did this TV show around the same time my friend who lives in Dubai right now had a daughter who she calls Mira. And so I was like, this is for little Mira. Mira was like a couple of months old then. Now she's like 2 years old, and so she can enjoy it and watch it. But it was just so important that I just kind of thought in my head, how come I never grew up watching something like this? And how come I come to America and I know all of the American shows and they know nothing about India or South Asian culture?
Big colors, Bollywood.
Yeah.
Food is spicy.
The food is spicy, exactly. I love that we talk about laddus in the show. I mean, it's...
Soggy samosas.
Soggy samosas.
That's my favorite little line. I love that so much. I saw the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I teared up. It was very emotional
Oh
for
my
me.
God.
Just like seeing like us normalize.
Yes.
And we're not doing accents.
Yes.
We're not the best friends, whatever.
Yeah.
We're just us
Exactly.
being normal.
Exactly.
So it just...
I feel like the animation world has sped up the process way before film and TV could.
Yeah.
Because where are the film and TV shows with all South Asian cast? That's not happening at all yet. It will happen. But I think it's important that the animation world kind of sets a precedent. And also, if you think about it, I don't think just kids watch animation and stuff. It's going to be adults and all of them. So it's kind of normalizing even for the adults. So the next school Diwali party they go in with a little more information than the stereotype that they know.
And they'll have Mira merch.
Exactly. They'll have Mira merch, so most importantly.
It just like goes in. Yeah. But even like I've stalked your Instagram.
I am actually not as active on Instagram, so I don't know what you've been seeing on Instagram. I just like post once in a freaking blue moon. But with this one I did, and to talk to that point, I usually don't read comments on Instagram. I don't usually get nasty comments, and that's kind of a good thing. So I kind of feel my few people who follow me, I'm so happy with you. I mean, like, even if they did, like, it doesn't really matter. But with Mira, I did read the comments. And it was exactly what you said. You said you teared up, and there was someone else who said, oh my God, when we watched the trailer, we kind of, for the first time, and these were adults basically talking, saying we felt seen. And then some of them were like, we can't wait to watch this with our nieces and nephews, and oh my God, let's plan. And they like tagging their friends saying, let's do a viewing party. And I was just like so overwhelmed and happy with that response that I actually started replying, because I don't reply ever. And I was actually replying to them because this actually meant so much. But we're already renewed for season 2. And that's like a massive testament to this show already being epic even before it's out there, right? And I kind of feel very much in a huge way like Slumdog Millionaire as well, which was, the first film to kind of really put front and center Indian cast. And by the way, we were all undiscovered talent at that point in time, but front and center Indian cast, Indian themes, Bombay, and even though it was made by a British filmmaker, there was a lot of authenticity in the movie as well. And and I kind of really felt great because I saw the cultural shift in Hollywood at that point post that film, and I felt kind of it was a pioneer film, and I was part of it. So in many ways, I feel the same way about Mira, and I feel the same way about all my castmates, Kal and Hannah and Jamila, Leila, Utkarsh, all of us. We get to feel so proud of something we created that was epic.
It speaks to like you're opening a whole gate to younger people, and they're seeing everyone normal, and then from there it's like, oh, maybe these Hollywood execs will see like we're not just like accents. Like from here, it's like it's gonna open a floodgate. Hopefully, crossing my fingers to do all of this stuff.
It absolutely will. It already has in much smaller ways than we know, but it has. And I feel like for me this year, with Parasite winning the Oscars and with Mira coming out now, it's the shift is already happening. You know, yes, as two brown girls, we want to see our culture also put out there, but I also want to see other cultures that are ignored. I really want to see those as well because it's important for my growth as well and for the people around me, and we start seeing each other as normal.
And empathize with each other.
Absolutely.
To flip the script, since I'm with Brown Girl Magazine, we're very heavily focused on beauty.
Okay.
What is your skincare routine?
Man, these days I don't have much because I don't have much time, and I'm like wearing way too many hats. But if I had to do, I first of all use a lot of clean makeup. I don't green makeup, so I use just non-toxic products as much as possible. But I also just kind of these days just use Egyptian magic. I wish it was Indian magic now. Yeah, and I don't do a lot. I can just tell you one thing is that everyone should take their makeup off before they go to bed at night. That cardinal rule, do not break. Take every bit of makeup off and just don't do a silly wipe. Like literally get a warm washcloth and take it all out because that stuff gets into your pores.
What advice do you have just for South Asian girls across the board?
Ooh, wow, that's a huge responsibility. I think I'd let Queen Shanti take that question. Well, I think for at least I can speak from my own perspective, and I'm obviously intending this for a slightly older audience as well, like older being like around my age as well. There's a lot of stuff and there's a lot of noise all around you. And the more you get caught up in it, the more you lose your individuality and who you are as a person. I have been a victim of that. I've been prey to that, and I've fallen into the getting caught up with the noise in my head as well. And I feel there can be nothing more detrimental, not a virus, not, I don't know, like a deadly disease or whatever it is. There's nothing more detrimental than you losing your sense of self-worth. Yeah. So I think that would be all I would tell, young girls, especially who are on TikTok and Instagram and all of it. That's just a whole load of noise. You have all the answers within you.